Woo! What is good, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. As per usual, welcome back to the show. I just got off the flight. I drove over here. I'm chugging some coffee, and just like that, boom, bada boom, we're back and at it. Hope you guys all enjoy, especially this weekend. Gonna be pretty spicy with Iceland finally starting up this past weekend. Well, it also got pretty spicy, but that being rehashing some things from several months back. It seems quite a while ago. It's actually a former T1 coach known as Fraud who has spoken out against T1 on several occasions. Also took to stream to speak about these past occasions at length. That VOD has now been taken down, so access to that footage is very hard to come by, except for one clip out there where he confronts T1 as a former coach. He had been let go and looking for his own things, and of course has moved on ever since then. What he has not moved on from is the treatment he underwent at T1, and also talks about the treatment of a current player known as Spyder, well, by two other players, that being DaZed and Skadoodle, in a clip that took a lot of people by surprise, especially when you throw someone like Ska in there, potentially being a toxic player to another teammate.
Given all the bullshit that I'm telling y'all, think about how much effort and work that I was putting in before and after practice to have to overcompensate and talk to my teammates every single day after practice. I have to go talk to Spyder and calm his mind because he didn't comprehend why his IGL and his famous star opper are f***ing treating him like shit. It didn't comprehend because in Korea, people have respect for each other. So I'm like, brother, I'm from Cuba. My family's Hispanic. I don't know either. Let's just get through this. Do you know that Spyder quit on T1 3 times? That Spyder messaged management and said, I want to go back to Korea 3 times because of the harassment and shit that he got from Ska and DaZed. That won't make it public, you know? And we still qualified for first strike after I told DaZed that your strats suck dick and that we should do mine the next.
And after hearing that, I mean, whoa, Spyder wanted to quit not once, not twice, but potentially 3 times, was talked down to by management. And luckily so. And it's weird when you hear clips like that, you instantly want to question the other side, but you also, I think in this case, you need to question where Fraud is coming from. It's a former coach who obviously had a lot of issues, a lot of bickerings back and forth with this T1 team and management. So please just wait for more to come out. I don't think there's going to be more to come out. I do think that when it comes to individual player drama that never surfaced at that time, if anyone has the right to speak out about that, it's probably Spyder, but it was brought up by Fraud. So we now have responses from DaZed as well as Spyder. If I have any other updates for you guys on this, I will share them, but just keep in mind that this is stuff not brought up by the potential victim in the case, that being someone like Spyder, who responded at length about, luckily, these issues, you know, quite a while of time later, have been resolved, and they have no current issues between Spyder, Ska, and DaZed. As Spyder did actually post a tweet longer saying, sorry for the confusion. Hello, this is Spyder from T1. I am writing this because I saw something on Reddit about me quitting T1. Long story short, right now, I have no issues with Ska and DaZed, and we are all respectful of each other, and we are getting along. But if I were to go into further detail, the time frame that Fraud mentions in this clip is based on my early days in T1. At that time, I was trying to get used to a new environment as well as the culture gap, so I would occasionally argue with my teammates. Looking back on that time now, I can also fully admit that for some of these instances, I definitely overreacted as well because I was sensitive at the time. But afterwards, the team got together and talked our issues out, and now we understand each other a lot better, and we tried hard to make a comfortable environment for everyone. So since then, we've never had any major issues, and everyone is on the same page that we're all in this together, and we are hardworking as a team. The conversations that are mentioned in the clip were during a time that was extremely emotional. Currently, I am happy with Ska and DaZed, and all of the players of the team have mutual respect for one another. Thank you for all your concern, but I promise you we're all okay, and I'm sorry for any misunderstandings. And then DaZed, taking to Twitter, he actually kept it fairly short, just saying, not really sure what to say. I definitely had to give criticism to Saya and fix mistakes, and I also had to learn when to speak to him. Any criticism or talk was done strictly during VOD review and not during any live practice. And then shortly after, he follows up by saying, I think it's really crummy to use someone as a pawn to create petty manufactured drama who never asked to be a part of any of this. So yeah, clearly at one point or another early on in the T1 days, Spyder maybe did have some issues getting into arguments with DaZed and Ska. It seems now, quite a while of time later, they have made up from that, and it's being rehashed as to what DaZed says. you know, maybe Fraud coming back and using Spyder as a pawn to manufacture this drama. Clearly, there was a lot of issues early on with T1, and we've talked about a lot of those issues, and Fraud has spoken at length about all of those issues. When it comes time for this particular one, some people are a bit questioning as to why it's Fraud bringing up Spyder's issues, but he also went at length in this VOD, but it's gone, so I can't show you guys about all the other issues that were encompassing him in his time in T1, which again, he has talked about, we have talked about. It just never really gained the amount of traction as does potential hazing of a player on T1, that being the bickerings back and forth between DaZed, Ska, and Spyder, of which, you know, this obviously gets a lot more attention too, because when it comes for someone like Ska, you never expect him to be an outspoken character or an argumentative guy or a toxic player behind the scenes either, but it seems the team has moved on. It seems the team is doing just fine, despite the early days maybe having some disagreements. So, what do you guys think? Until next time, you take care of yourself, all right? You drink some water, drink some coffee. I'll catch you back here sometime soon. Until then, take care of yourselves.